And we are back. Learning process again. And by the way, I was trying to talk about how there is some new stuff going on in my area, and I swear my stuff was plugged in, but I clicked it off just a little bit. Um, I'm reminded when I did a show called the Iron Sharpening um, Iron Show with Big Jack Big Jack Storytime. He asked me if I'm a content creator, and right now I don't consider myself to be a content creator, but witnesseth that there are some things I need to figure out. So anyway, I probably don't have very much more time that I'm going to be on here, but let's say, uh, why am I doing this now? Like I said, capture some things for people to be able to utilize and understand and learn from on their own. If there's any mistakes that I've made or that I can correct, help you guys avoid, then so be it. I'll do that. Um, the path that I'm choosing with regards to how I'm moving through my business, I'm doing what they call a lean process. I built what it is and I'm building in my mind first. I used off the shelf product, for example, and then I tested it. And then once I decided that those tests were doing what they needed to do, then I changed things. And I'm doing that process over and over again to the point now where people are starting to hear and see what's going on. They're showing interest, and I'm being able to move forward down this pathway where I can see something at the end of the tunnel as a light. And I don't think it's a train. So that's what I'm doing with regards to that. Like I said, the evolution of this channel is going to be evolving more likely than what you all saw before. Most of the things with regards to eBay, with regards to my mom, Social Security Administration, First Amendment auditing, all of those different types of things that I have been doing. All of them are not as much on the plate as they were before. I don't have to worry about those things. The things that are evident and most present before me now is Flagmate. And I think it's a good journey, and I think it might be worth sharing. Those of you guys who are here that were here before, hello to you guys. Thanks for showing up. Good to see you, and thanks for showing. I'm really just testing things that just went right off the air because I didn't have my plug in and I thought that I had juice. In fact, this computer that I'm using right now is actually not going to be the one that I'm going to be using, but everything really is going to be changing. Maybe the look of it is still going to be the same, but anyway. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yes, I did leave. I probably left right when somebody was coming on, right? So I apologize. But by the way, when I went off the air just minutes ago, there was 3 people. It said there was 3 people in there, and now there's 8. So all of you guys were just like, "What the hell happened?" And then Craig is still here doing this thing, trying to explain what I'm trying to set up. So yeah, I mean, you guys can see Parfac. It's a play on words, just like Fact the Madness is a play on words too, as well. Anyway, all those things are changing and evolving. Um, there's still going to be some questions that I have to ask. There's still going to be some questions I have to answer. There's going to be some questions I have to answer for the investors, people who are just interested in knowing what the hell this product is all about. But I'm really excited about bringing it to you, and that's kind of like what I want to kind of like set up live before you guys. And I don't even know if there's anything that I could show you, for example, of some of the things that I'm going to be changing with regards to the channel. I mean, I don't think that I'm going to be taking down any videos that have already been been up there. I think there might be some people like the podcast, for example. When I say the podcast, Freedom Speaks podcast, the idea of Freedom Speaks podcast, when it came to me, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years ago, whatever, the last lynchings that occurred, I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, the last lynchings that occurred in each state. As interesting as it was, I lived in a state in Utah for 30 years, and I honestly didn't even know what the last lynching of it was. But when I actually dug into it, it turned out to be the exact same location that my ex-wife, the mother of my children, is from. And that town, that very town that she lived in, was the last lynching that occurred in Utah. I have a connection to that, so I was like, that was interesting. I also was born in Indiana, and the last lynching which occurred in Indiana was very close to where I live or was born in Indiana. So I have two connections then to two instances, two last lynchings in a state. And I was like, well, I want to do the last lynchings that occurred in each state, state by state. Then I moved to North Carolina. There's a lot of history with regards to all of that stuff. So that Freedom Speaks podcast, another chapter in my life, which I basically have closed, and I might revisit it one day. I was interested in it on some level. Obviously, I was interested in the First Amendment auditing type things because of my mother, wanting to record and put a record for my mother, my sister, and I. And it kind of took me down that road. All of you guys who have been anywhere near Fact the Madness or anything Fact the Madness related might be aware of the interest that I had with regards to First Amendment auditing type stuff. I'm not laying that completely to rest, but it doesn't hold the same thing in my mind as what Flagmate does currently. Flagmate to me is something that I'm going to be working on actively, and the processes that I'm going through, which are getting me there, I believe, are something that I want to share with people and document. So that's why I'm going down this road. There's going to probably be some travel stuff, because in doing things golf related on golf courses, pitching the product to other people, I will likely go to different golf courses. I think some of them are beautiful. I'm not a golf YouTube guy per se, but you might see some images that are out there that'll be me playing thing, me taking drone images, and some of those things might be interesting to you. So that's the road that I'm going to be on. So that's where my focus and my intention is going to be on with regards to this channel. I just kind of wanted to put it out there and kind of still test the waters and work things out. So I don't want to necessarily be that guy who does all his tweaks in front of you, but I really don't really know what's going on unless I test it out. So, and you guys can tell me, put it in the comments. Does what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to change about the channel, even including the name, for example, does that make sense to you guys? If any of you guys are out there building stuff, whether it be hardware related, software related, a combination of the two, you have some patent stuff that are out there that you're working on, that process, and I'm going to tell you this. First of all, it's not surprisingly not that expensive for a person to file a patent. And when I say file, I just mean put it out there to get the actual placeholder, what they call a provisional. It's a placeholder that gives you a whole entire year for you to work on making that patent stick, so to speak. In fact, I think I courted probably 4 or 5 attorneys. Maybe 3 out of that 5 said, you can take this step first by yourself. And I had to hire an assistant. That assistant, by the way, was dirt cheap, like basically free. It's called ChatGPT. That assistant will literally, and sometimes make mistakes as well, will take the information that you give it, regurgitate it if you want it to, but it will allow you to be able to refine it in a way actually, to my experience thus far, make it to a point where people can understand it. It's very clear and concise. And I'm going to tell you another strategy which I use. You guys may try this too yourself. If you have Chat GPT, for example, and you utilize it to go through and build something language-wise, computer-wise, whatever, and then you take another AI type thing and you ask it with the right type of prompts to analyze what it is that you created, you can then take that information and probably have a fairly decent document, for example, in this case. In this case, I'm talking about my provisional. So, long story short, the amount of money that the attorney would have charged me completely was X amount. But when I figured out exactly what I wanted to do, as broad as I wanted to make it, I revisited what he was going to charge me, and we eliminated a couple of different things because what I presented was well thought out, well researched, and well written, that we could just move forward to the next step. So it's those type of things, those types of experiences that I want to share, that I want to document on some level and share it with you all people, you all people. Not only you people, but my kids. Apparently the dogs want to hear about it as well. They're barking. So yeah, that's the direction that this channel is going to go. It may not even, yeah, who knows what it'll be worth. But it's not going to be all the stuff that I was doing before. Anyway, I think that's it. Let me see if there's anything. I'm a child. Let's see. What's up? Okay. Well, if you're a child, that's good. I don't know if I've ever met you before, but if you're a child, welcome. I'm not cussing. I'm not saying any bad things. So hopefully your parents will be okay with the engagement that you have. And if you ever want to build something, or you already have built something in your life, and you want to do anything along those lines, and maybe this channel might be able to help you. So stay tuned. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much. All right. I think that's all I wanted to do. I already went through enough mistakes with regards to this particular live stream. I've started and restarted 3 times now. I know there's a new format with regards to how things are going. There's the up and down side, the vertical, and then the horizontal. So I got that taken care of. I'm not surprised by that. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, that's it. All right. So thank you guys for showing up, and thanks for bearing with me while I figure this out. I promise the next time that I come on. Ooh, there's a big old bug right there. If my wife was in here right now, she would flip. I don't know what kind of bug that is. I don't think it's a stinker bug. It's one of those bugs. It has like a pointy front. It's really not that good looking. I wonder if I could show you guys. Let's see. If I do this, let's see if we can get it. Look at that. Look at that bug. Yeah. He's just hanging out, wanting to eat me. My wife would flip out. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, and do me a favor. I mean, I'm going to be able to listen back, but you guys can let me know a couple of different things. How's the sound? How's the look, the setup? The content may not be that great. I'm still working it out. We got that. I understand that. So I'm not going to be surprised if you're like, this was the worst ever 14 minutes of my life. Give it back to me. I promise if I can, I'll give it back to you. So I mean, we only live one time, right? If there's anything that you think along the lines of how you start a business, what I went through, how it came about, what process am I going, investors, loans, bank, and dealing with the bank, all of that stuff. I've been doing all of that stuff over the last, say, 8 months. So now the start for me is to catch myself up with how I went through all those processes. I've been documenting nearly every single thing. Maybe not with video, but certainly on paper. So I'll be able to walk a lot of different people through the process that I've gone through. Somebody asked me on the last show that I was on, can you see yourself uh, on, for example, a Shark Tank type pitch? Now, I actually can, and Shark Tank is definitely not necessarily my goal, but to be able to understand the type of information that I would have to give to an investor type is a process that I definitely want to go through. So I'm going to be working on that. So long story short is yes, I'm going to be working on all of that, and I'll be sharing all of it with you. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll take a look at all the stuff that I did, figure out what my missteps were and what I can do to make it better. So thanks for joining. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. You don't have to like this particular video, but like something that you might see that you'll like. It might be the last time that you see it, but we're going to make it worth your while at the end. So, my name is Craig. I am Fact of Madness. Now probably going to be changing the name of the channel to Perfect. Anyway, it's a combination of frequently asked questions and what you get when you shoot a score that's expected to be, how many strokes you need in the golf. PAR, FAQ. Until next time, America. Bye. Good night.